lunar expanse. Their last transmission was confusion, shadows blotting out their sensors, strange signals flooding their comms. When reinforcements arrived, all they found was wreckage, ships torn open as if by colossal claws, drifting lifeless through the void. Then came the message, a transmission repeated on every Vadran frequency, spoken in a voice that was unmistakably human, calm, cold, final. You burned one colony. For that, your empire is ash waiting to fall. Earth does not ask for peace. Earth does not negotiate. Earth answers only with retribution. The galaxy trembled. For the first time, the myth of human restraint cracked. The Black Armada. From Sol came the fleets, hundreds of dreadnoughts, their hulls black as the void, absorbing the light of stars. They did not come like diplomats, they came like storms. Each ship bore names etched in steel, not of hope but of memory. Lysara's vengeance, Dawn's wrath, silent grave, Retributor. When they arrived in the Vadran systems, there was no negotiation, no warning, no ceremony. They moved with mathematical precision, cutting through defenses as if they had been studied for centuries. Planetary shields crumbled in hours. Orbital platforms fell like shattered glass. And behind the armada came the infantry, soldiers armored in exosuits that turned them into walking fortresses. They landed on Vadran worlds like burning meteors, their footsteps shaking the ground. No quarter was given. To the galaxy watching, it seemed impossible. The species mocked as young was fighting with the fury of an ancient god. Fire in the heavens. The climax came at Vadra Prime, the jewel of the enemy empire. The Vadran High Council gathered in their throne hall, convinced their planetary fortress would hold. But when the humans arrived, the skies darkened under the shadow of ships. They blotted out the sun itself. The bombardment began, not with haste but with merciless rhythm. Each strike was measured, each impact deliberate, as if humanity wanted the Vadran to feel every second of their fall. Cities burned, oceans boiled, towers crumbled, and then at the heart of it all, the Retributor, Earth's flagship, descended into orbit. Its message echoed across every channel, across every world. This is Earth's answer, not words, not mercy, only retribution. Let the galaxy remember. Then came the final strike, a weapon the Vadran had never imagined, a spear of antimatter fire that split the planet's crust. Vadra Prime cracked apart, its own lifeblood spilling into space. The homeworld of the conquerors became a shattered monument to their arrogance. The ashes of silence. The war ended not with treaties but with extinction. The Vadran collective ceased to exist, erased in months. Their fleets, once symbols of terror, were now only wreckage drifting through forgotten sectors. The galaxy fell into silence. In hushed tones, envoys and leaders repeated the warning, never provoke Earth. They had learned a truth more terrifying than any weapon. Human patience was vast, but human vengeance was infinite. On the ruins of Lysara IV, survivors rebuilt, their sky now patrolled by guardians forged in vengeance. And on every human world, one phrase became law. Diplomacy is Earth's choice, but if you strike first, Earth's answer will never be diplomacy, it will be retribution. Final whisper. And so the galaxy lived in the shadow of Earth's silence. Not the silence of fear, nor the silence of surrender, but the silence of watchers who wait, remembering what happens when arrogance underestimates humanity. One colony burned, one people mocked, one empire fell. The lesson was carved into the stars themselves. Never awaken Earth's wrath, for when humanity answers, the galaxy trembles. They thought it would be quick. The Jathari fleets descended on humanity's colony at Epsilon Prime like predators circling a wounded animal. It was not a war, it was a culling. The colony was unarmed, its people mostly farmers, engineers, and children. The invaders did not even announce themselves. They entered orbit, rained fire from their ships, and turned cities into ash within an hour. As buildings fell and forests lit up like torches, the alien commanders laughed. To them, it was a warning shot, a message to Earth. Stay small, stay silent, stay beneath us. One captured transmission revealed their cruelty. They are soft. They scream so easily. They bleed so quickly. This is not war, it is sport. The last sight sent back by Epsilon Prime was a burning horizon, mothers clutching their children as firestorms swallowed everything. Millions of human lives erased. The Jathari warlord declared to his fleet, "Humanity is a myth of weakness. Their cries will not reach the stars." The Feast of Arrogance. The victors gathered in orbit, holding celebrations aboard their dreadnoughts. They feasted, drank, and broadcast their triumph across the stars. To them, Earth was no more than a fledgling world bound by treaties and diplomacy, a planet that clung to ideals instead of weapons. In council halls of alien empires, laughter followed the news. Some spoke of humanity as naive idealists. Others mocked their patience, saying, "Earth will protest, Earth will mourn, but Earth will never strike." The Jathari warlord addressed his allies with venomous pride. "The humans will bury their dead and bow. They will beg to remain unnoticed." Yet in the silence of that arrogance something stirred. In the shadows of Earth's command chambers, the galaxy's oldest assumption, that humans feared war, was about to shatter. When silence broke. For days Earth was silent. No messages, no pleas, no diplomacy. The galaxy mistook this silence as fear. But in Earth's orbit, the great shipyards came alive. Doors sealed. Signals went dark. Vast hangars opened to the void, releasing leviathans of steel unseen for generations. The first sign was a ripple in the void. Comm channels, once filled with protest and council debates, now carried a single human transmission, flat, cold, final. "This is Earth. You sought war, now war comes." Galactic relays trembled as fleets of dreadnoughts rose, their hulls blackened for war, carrying banners of vengeance. Civilian freighters were recalled and armed. Soldiers long hidden in silence reappeared, their eyes hard as iron. The galaxy had forgotten Earth's wars, their scars of fire, their endless resolve. But Earth had not forgotten, and when humanity moved, it moved as one. The Iron Armada. The Jathari fleets patrolled near Epsilon Prime, expecting no reply but words. What arrived was an armada so vast it blotted out the stars. Human dreadnoughts, kilometers long, emerged from hyperspace in perfect formation. Carriers opened like jaws, unleashing wings of fighters that swarmed like black clouds. Cruisers ignited their engines, their cannons glowing with wrath. The warlord sneered. "Primitive ships," he mocked, "they will break against us." But then the first salvo struck. Columns of light, weapons honed from centuries of quiet preparation, ripped through Jathari shields as if they were paper. Entire warships shattered before they could even fire. The void filled with firestorms, fragments of alien metal scattering like sparks from a forge. Humanity did not pause, no parley, no negotiation. Each volley was deliberate, cold, and merciless. For every human life lost on Epsilon Prime, 1,000 alien lives were claimed. The galaxy watched in horror. This was not a war, it was judgment. The Retribution unleashed. The Jathari tried to retreat. Their warlord screamed orders. Fall back, regroup, call for aid. But Earth had already closed every escape. Hyperspace lanes collapsed under human jamming fields. Planetary blockades snapped into place. Then came the ground assault. Troop ships descended like falling stars, armored divisions marching with mechanical precision. Cities that once mocked humanity trembled as soldiers in black armor emerged, relentless as storms. Alien fortresses fell in hours. Resistance was crushed in silence. The human answer to arrogance was not conquest, it was erasure. Entire fleets of Jathari civilians begged for mercy, but Earth's command gave none. Their order was clear: erase the ones who erased us. Every scream of the invaders was swallowed by the roar of human firepower. Their arrogance dissolved into terror. Where once they mocked, now they whispered in fear. We thought them weak. We were wrong. The fall of the warlord. The last battle was fought above the Jathari homeworld. The warlord's great fleet, once proud, once invincible, now burned like drifting wreckage. The human flagship Nemesis descended into orbit, its shadow